In this video, I'm going to remake this chair that I made in an earlier project. Only this time, we're going to cut almost all of the parts for this chair on the X-Carve Pro CNC machine. The process I used the first time I made this chair was to use my small X-Carve to cut some templates from MDF, and then those templates were traced onto the boards, cut out on the bandsaw, and then using a template router, I followed those templates and produced the components to build the sides to the chair. To make the components for these chair sides individually required me to make some sleds and cut the mating surfaces on the table saw so they could then be glued together to form the complete chair side. This project is going to have more of a production look in that I'm going to try to show how easy it would be to batch out several of these chairs at a time. To make the sides, instead of cutting each individual component, I'm building this sort of chunky, rough outline of each side of the chair, and then using the X-Carve Pro, I'm going to cut each side out all at once. I used the original SketchUp design that I made for the first chair, and after making just a couple of changes to it, I was able to use it, lay it over the outlines that I had made, and I was able to see where the dominoes needed to be placed so that the design could be cut without cutting into the dominoes. This design was then imported into Easel. Easel is a really intuitive piece of software that was developed by Inventables for CNC design and layout. Before I actually started cutting this design out of this blank, I wanted to do a pass with the bit above the work. I wanted to do this to make sure that the tool path was not cutting into the space where the dominoes were. The X-Carve Pro comes with excellent dust extraction, and I had it on for a majority of the time, but I did take it off to record some of this video, as when it's on it just covers up the bit and you can't really see what's happening. Also in the design, I put 4 domino-sized mortises, and here's the X-Carve Pro is cutting those out. These mortises are used to attach the 2 cross pieces that hold the seat and the 2 cross pieces that hold the backrest. These are the 2 cross pieces that go underneath the seat. They hold the 2 chair sides together and also provide a support for the seat. As I said, the seat will be mounted to these two cross pieces, so they needed some holes cut into them to attach the seat, and here's the X-Carve Pro making those cuts. One of the cross pieces has a slotted hole to allow for some wood movement, and the other one just has a straight hole. You can see here how quickly you could batch out a group of these pieces. Say if you wanted to build a half a dozen of these chairs, you could batch out 12 of these cross pieces and then take your setup down and set up for the next piece and cut a batch of those pretty quickly. So I cut a little too close on the front domino, and the next time I make this, I'd probably move those dominoes just a little bit closer together. But you can see where this one domino is kind of poking through the front of the chair. So in an effort to turn a mistake into a feature, I put a small inlay of hard maple in there. So this is the backrest of the chair being cut, and it's cut identical to the seat. The seat is just obviously a little bit longer, but it's kind of an interesting cut. It's a cut where the X and the Z axis are both moving at the same time. Typically that's not happening when you're cutting, but in order to cut the curve of this seat pan and the backrest, they both move at the same time to produce that curve. All of these pieces were sanded up to 220, and then the chair was finished with Armor Seal satin, about 4 coats, I think. So this is just one example of a way that you could generate income with one of these CNC machines. The X-Carve Pro is the largest of the Inventables CNC machines, and the work surface on this one is 4 feet by 4 feet. It also comes in a 4 foot by 2 foot model. I'll put some links down in the description. If you're interested in taking a look at some of their products and their CNC machines. There's also an affiliate link if you care to use that to help support this channel, I would really appreciate that. As always, I appreciate you watching. I appreciate all the support that I've gotten on this channel, and I will see you on the next one. Bye.